Okay, Universal 7 Noahide Laws, Series, Law number 3, Prohibition of Murder and Explanations. Okay, the prohibition of murder is explicitly stated to Noah by God, quote, unquote, whoever sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for he made man in the image of God. A Noahide who kills a human being, even a baby in the womb of its mother, receives the death penalty. This means that one who strikes a pregnant woman, thereby killing the fetus incurs the death penalty only if done 40 days after conception. If it was done before 40 days of conception, this act is in the category of destruction of man's seed, and destructing man's seed. And the transgressor is liable for punishment from heaven, not by a court on earth. That's if it was done 40 days before conception. Men and women have an equal responsibility to observe the prohibition against murder, and any act for which a man is held liable, so is a woman equally held liable to. If a person kills one who is terminally ill, or is falling from the top of a cliff, or is certain to die momentarily for any reason, and he acts on mercy killing, euthanasia, it's called, and kills him, he transgresses the prohibition against murder and is liable for punishment by the courts. Euthanasia and mercy killing is in the category of murder. If one pushes a person onto railway tracks and a train subsequently comes and kills him, or if one leaves a person in a situation where he is going to starve to death, although the action only indirectly causes the person's death, it is murder and the act is punishable by the courts. If a person sees someone pursuing another for the obvious or suspected intent of committing a murder, or with the intent of causing the pursued to commit a sin, and the observer is able to stop the pursuer by wounding him, but kills him instead, he transgresses this law and receives the death penalty. If, however, the person himself is being pursued and he is free to take any action necessary to save his own life, then you can kill him. So he's free to do it because he's defending his life. There's an opinion between Noahide scholars of the past due to possible lost info on the 7 Noahide laws on whether it is permissible for a Noahide to kill a fetus in order to save the life of the mother, but all agree that taking the mother's life to save the fetus is murder and is punishable by the courts. Let it play out as it is. I say it all works out on its own. I say either party or parties will lose control of their decision making once they made the right decisions to their best. If anything, I say the result will come about instead of being ignorant. So if you can't handle anything or don't know anything else, I say leave it to God, since it's all from God anyway. You do your part, you try your best, God will do his part. You can't do any other part, it's up to God then. So the rest is from God, obviously. So leave it to God if you know things in cases like this. For Jewish people, it says if the fetus is a threat to the mother's life, it is regarded as if it's trying to kill the mother, and an abortion is done. But that's for anyone who's Jewish, as far as the Torah being given for Jews only, right? As we know, there are exceptions to Noahides and Jews in all of this when it comes to the Noahide laws, etc., etc. There are special exceptions, whatever. Jews are given a spiritual mission in entirety. So, sure, there are different, guidelines that play out. So, so if a Noahide kills someone through a messenger. Both the messenger and the one who sent him are liable for punishment as murderers. A person is to allow himself to be killed instead of killing someone else. Of course, fight off anyone trying to kill you for not killing someone else is what I say if they want you to kill someone or they'll try to kill you. This means if anyone or if people say they will give you pain and death, killing you painfully is what the meaning. If they want to kill you, if you do not kill someone else, if you do not kill someone, then they will kill you. I say fight them off. If you have to, do what you gotta do. But if you can't, the seven Noahide laws teach to allow yourself to be killed. You must not commit murder regardless of the consequences just to kill someone else because somebody else said they're going to kill you or whatever it is. Suicide is forbidden under the seven Noahide laws. There is no place of legal refuge for a murderer. Any relative on the father's side of a murder victim who can legally inherit property of the deceased may designate himself a blood avenger according to the seven Noahide laws. If the murder was committed intentionally with desire to hurt or kill someone, thought beforehand, it is the blood avenger's obligation to see that the murder is brought to trial. In other words, God will make sure you feel it in your conscience, and you won't let it go unless you choose to go the wicked way, go the evil way. So you'll feel it inside, you'll feel the responsibility, you'll get it done if you're responsible, in practical terms. Okay, there are other observances according to Jews receiving instruction on the seven Noahide laws, on judgments when it comes to murder, like for example, the city of refuge and the high priest / the Kohen. That is to be researched for judges, Jews, etc., etc., etc. Where a blood avenger kills the manslaughterer, if a relative of the slain manslaughterer seeks revenge against the blood avenger and kills him, that relative is deemed a murderer and is prosecuted as such. There is a difference of opinion in a book to whether the seven Noahide laws include the law of forbidding the willful destruction of a man's seed through masturbation or any other act of wasting semen. The Torah says a man who wastes his semen has blood on his hands, and it's like killing kids. They could have been alive or turned into good angels with the rest of the seed discharged, etc., yada yada yada. If wasted, this is kabbalistical type stuff about the rest of the seed turning into good angels, doing good things or whatever. Not physically, and whatever it means. So if wasted, if the seed is wasted, I'm not getting into what that turns into according to Kabbalah, but sure as hell isn't good. Wasting seed, basically, I just want to say is masturbation, purposely trying to emit seed, looking at a woman in order to, emit seed, using condoms, of course, wasting seed. From what I heard, not unless there's a woman's, there's such thing as a woman wearing condoms, they're not kids. But a point here is, though, that I want to point out here is what direction is murder and what's death, really? But what direction is life? Anything that prevents life leads to death. So the whole point in what we're living here is to basically head toward life, not toward death. Evil acts, bad things, whatever, what's wrong, points the hour of death. Whatever is right, whatever is the right thing to do, points the arrow straight to life. So there's a good breakdown. I think that's honestly the whole point to I think that would sum up, the seven laws being given, because, let's say God created the world without death. I mean, you keep going toward life, the world reaches potential. I mean, that's what's going to reach anyway. So, the others, I say, sums up so that you don't hit the direction of death. So, kind of like women say, what's the point? So, point is life. So, the prohibition of murder, life.